Hello, this is Laurence Anthony, and I'd like to explain today how to use the AntConc Concordance tool, and I'll be looking at some advanced features today. So as in the previous tutorial, I'm going to first load in a corpus. So I'm just going to go to Open File, select the corpus I will use, which is some text from a communication textbook, and open that. And now we're ready to go. Okay, as I showed in a previous tutorial, we can just type a word like work and generate some hits. Or we can also type in play or study and so on. Now, one of the advanced features is that all these searches are actually recorded, and if you click the up arrow or the down arrow, you can go to a previous search. So by clicking up, I get to play, click up again, back to work. If I click down, I can see the different searches that I've used. In fact, all the searches from the previous tutorial are also here, so I can go back and go through all the searches that I've been doing today. Okay, that's the first advanced feature. Another feature is that if we do a search like this, we can select items on the screen using first the standard click, double click, and so on, but this only selects words in the central quick display window. If we shift click, then we can select the whole line. So that's shift click, and then shift click again, or we can shift click and then control click like this to select different items. Now you may wonder why that's useful. Well, if, for example, we don't want to include this line here in our results, we can just select it and then hit the delete key on the keyboard and it will disappear. So I'll do that again. I'm going to shift click on this line and delete. And I'll do it once more with the control click. So I'm going to control click here and then hit here and then hit delete. And we can actually do the opposite. We can select items, and if we click the insert key, then all the other lines disappear and only the lines that we selected will remain. And that's useful, for example, if you want to save some results or show some particular results to somebody else. We can also go to advanced search. And in advanced search, we can see that the current word that we're looking for is marked here as work. And we can change that and type in another word like that. And you can see it appears at the bottom here and in the advanced search window here. And if we apply that, we can search, of course, for a new word. But we can also use the advanced search to load in a whole set of words that we want to look for. So, for example, I'm going to load in a file of words I want to search for, and I'll load in those. And it's just a plain text file with each word on a separate line. You can see now we have a whole range of words that we're going to look for. Now, remember to click the option here to use the search terms from the list below, and then apply. And now the original search box is grayed out, because it's using the advanced search option. And now if we click start, then we get study and work. Let me sort that to make that a little clearer about what's going on. So now we have drink, play, study, and lots of work examples there. We can also use the same technique to load in a file with, for example, wildcards. So now you can see I've loaded in a file with work star, all the wildcards, and if I apply that and start again, we can see now that we get all the different inflections of a word showing up nice and clearly there. Another option in the advanced search box is to use context words. So, for example, if I add a word like with, we have to click to make it to add it, then we can search for our main words here appearing near our context word, for example, with. Now again, we have to make sure that the option is selected, and we also have to select the context horizon. So I'm going to look 3 words to the left and 3 words to the right. So that means that the search word here has to appear 3 words to the right or 3 words to the left of the word with. Let's apply that and hit start. And now we can see some results. And you can see here work with, driver with drinking, play with, and work together with. So work appears to the left or to the right of that word. Okay, let's go back to the original settings. So I'm going to deselect that, and apply. So we're back now with our original setting, so we can look for work as before. Now we can go to the tool preferences and see some other advanced features for the Concordance tool. For example, if we deselect file name and apply, then the file name that normally appears on the right will now disappear, allowing us to have a even larger screen size. For example, if I now turn this to 100 and set it, we can see a huge quick display screen. But I'll go back to 50 here for this demonstration, and I'll go back to tool preferences and turn back on the file name and apply, and we can see it now appears here, and we can drag it to the right as before. Okay, if we go to the tool preferences again, we can see now we have other options like treat case in sort. Now what that does is we'll order the capital lettered words at the beginning and then the lowercase words at the end. So let me show you how that works. So I'll apply that, and I'll do a search for a word like and without choosing the case option, and start. And we can see that and is in uppercase and lowercase. Let me just move that across. Now if I sort this, what we have is that all the capital ands are at the beginning and all the lowercase ands are at the appearing later. We can also sort by characters instead of words. That means that when we say one L, that means 1 letter to the left. 2L would be 2 letters to the left, and 1R, 2R would be 1 letter to the right, 2 letters to the right. Let me show you how that works. So if we search for example, AN star, we get lots of hits like this. Normally, when we search, we would get the words to the right, but here you can see that we're getting now the 1 letter to the right, 2 letters to the right, and 3 letters to the right. Let's look at some other options. We can hide the search term in the quick display, and what that will do is when we search for a word like work, we will just get blanks down there, and you can use that for exercises. And the last feature is a fairly new feature which allows you to put tab spaces around the hits in the display. I'm going to move that across again. So if I type the word work, now we can see that on the left and right is a tab space. Now that allows you to copy and paste the results into Excel or another spreadsheet program, and they'll be nicely aligned. For example, if I type ing like this, you can see that the tab is appearing between enroll and ing. So we can see how the tab is working there. So that's pretty much it for the advanced features of AntConc. One thing you can do, of course, is save the window. So when we do that, we can just keep a record of the hit that we were working with before. And so if we now do another search, we get another window, and we can now compare these two windows together and just look and see what is happening. So that is the advanced features of AntConc. Thank you.